What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another episode of Club and Country. This is episode number 27, and we started today's episode off with a scout report here, where we've also signed another youth player to our academy. Bruno Rippart is going to come in, and that name sounded a lot easier to pronounce than the other ones I first signed to the academy. But Bruno Rippart, or maybe Bruno Repart, I guess we'll have to wait and see. Anyway, he comes into the academy. We'll call him Bruno for the time being, and he is going to join the other youth players we have here at Paris FC. Of course, in the previous episodes, you've seen us sign Cardinale and also Yannick Giron or Giron. Again, I will look up these pronunciations and find out how to pronounce them properly, hopefully soon. But either way, our academy right now is just, getting stacked with good young talent here at Paris FC. To add to Barmy, to add to Florian Pella, I mean, this Paris FC side, I'm really liking the academy. And the one thing with Racing Santander in my last Club and Country save, which a lot of people were frustrated about, was that the academy players we brought in, not a lot of them really succeeded. A couple of them did, but for the most part, they were quite average and never really did too much for us. I mean, Elise was the best one, and he came late in the series. So hopefully in this Club and Country save, we'll see some better youth players that do have real futures, proper futures for Club and Country. Barmy is definitely one. Pele should be another. And Giron, Cardinale, and also hopefully Bruno Rippart as well could also be three more that could succeed for, again, Club and Country. We'll have to wait and see. Don't want to jinx it though. But still, we take on St Etienne for the first game of today's episode here on the back of that draw against Lille at home in the last game. But sadly for us, we would lose here against St Etienne. We would lose by 2-0. It's only our third or possibly fourth defeat of the season in the league so far. But right now, as we're coming towards the latter stages of the season, you would have seen the league table before the game. We had dropped down to third place before it, and after the game, we dropped down to fourth place. And this is just not what we want to see, because the way we started this season with Paris FC was incredible. We were top at Christmas. We had an incredible run of form in the first half of the season, but now we're having a really inconsistent run. We can't get win streaks going. There's only 11 games to go in this season, and coming to this game against Stade Rennais here, it is fourth versus fourth versus first place. I had to double check to make sure I was definitely in fourth place for Paris FC at this stage. Yeah, fourth versus first place here at home as we will take on Stade Rennais. And, with Paris FC, I was just so full of hope and optimism with the side halfway through the season. I was thinking to myself, maybe, just maybe, I could finish as league winners in Ligue with Paris FC in just our second season and our first season in top flight football. Never done anything like this before on YouTube. It would be an incredible achievement, but now we really are beginning to struggle and we just can't seem to pick up the points in succession like we were doing so in the first half of the season. Still taking on Stade Rennais for the second game of today's episode here, fourth versus first, that is right here. So taking on the now league leaders. Boga would open the scoring for us against what was his former club in the game, of course on loan from Chelsea in real life, if I remember correctly, but of course in the game listed as a permanent Stade Rennais player, so we signed him from this side. So Boga with the goal. What a season he's having, by the way, as he makes it Paris FC 1, Stade Rennais 0. It was a pretty uneventful first half in all honesty, but in the second half here, just 15 minutes after the restart, a great chance to make it 2-0 here, just past the hour mark, and I thought we would do so as well, as Boga turned from scorer to provider, picking out Thierry Ambrose, who had the finish, but unfortunately for us, and unfortunately for him, Thierry Ambrose is denied a goal here by the linesman's flag. So still Paris FC 1, Stade Rennais 0. Hasn't scored in a few games now, Thierry Ambrose. Not going to say he's out of form or anything, because he's already got 20 goals in the league this season, but either way, Ambrose denied then, is still Paris FC 1, Stade Rennais 0. With 6 minutes to go, though, a good chance to make it 2-0 here as we go down left-hand side and pick out Tristan Dingome. Dingome plays a great through ball towards Thierry Ambrose here, who takes it around his man, plays it inside to Dembele, holds it up, picks out Boga, who goes for his second goal of the game. It's a good save by Costildo, who turns behind for a corner and keeps it at 1-0, and it was how the game would finish as well. Final score, Paris FC 1, Stade Rennais 0. So really pleased to get a win in that game. And, I was talking about how we've been inconsistent and out of form and everything. Now taking on the league leaders and we beat them by 1-0. So that's exactly how I wanted to respond in that game. We get ourselves the win. And, I don't know whether we can win the title with Paris FC now. We're in late February, just about to enter March. I don't really know whether we can win the league title, so to say, with Paris FC this season. It will take a ridiculous amount of effort for us to pull through after a really inconsistent run of form. We've got to continue to play catch up now and then overtake them and then try and get a gap towards the end of the season. But I don't know. I mean, whatever happens, happens. And we've had a really good season regardless. And we can just stay in the top three. If we can get ourselves in the top three and stay there, I'll still be absolutely delighted, because that will be a Champions League place for next season. But we'll have to wait and see though. Still taking on St Etienne here for the third game of today's episode. Taking on St Etienne for the second time in 3 games here. This time being in the Cup though, in the Coupe Nationale quarter-finals. We beat PSG PSG in the round of 16, our rivals, by 3-2. One of the best, if not the best win in the series so far. I'd certainly say it was. Now taking on St. Etienne, but as you can see with the team as well, we would be resting the entire side again. But Fabien Miguel getting his second start in a Paris FC goalkeeping jersey, pulls off another fantastic save there. He played well against PSG despite conceding 2 goals, and that was a really good save there. And from the resulting corner, as Miguel catches the ball here, just watch this. I dribbled out of the area with Fabien Miguel, sprinted down the left-hand side, thought why not, played it through towards Bakayoko, inside towards Nicholas here, who spots the run of Haidara, bursting through the middle, gives it to the substitute, and Herve Haidara, one of the youth academy players here at Paris FC, comes off the bench and in stoppage time makes it Paris FC 1, St. Etienne 0. So just like the last game against PSG, just like the game before that against Red Star, the COUPE Nationale is all about drama. In stoppage time in an uneventful game, Miguel catches the ball, sprints out of his area, down the left-hand side, gives it to Bakayoko, through to Nicholas, picks out Haidara, who keeps his composure, and the 18-year-old right midfielder, who I don't believe has much of a future here, does score the winning goal in stoppage time to send us through to the COUPE Nationale semi-final. So last season we got to the semi-finals while being knocked out by Stade Rennais. Could we go one step further and reach our first ever cup final? Well, who knows? With this kind of drama, anything is possible. So in the Red Star game, we scored a stoppage time winner through Soccrier, the substitute. In the PSG game, we took it to extra time. Bongongui scored in extra time, the winner to make that game 3-2 to send us through to this quarterfinal round. And in this quarterfinal round, a stoppage time winner from Haidara. What is going to happen in the semi-finals? I do not know. This competition is full of thrills. But still, following that, as you can see, a useful monthly report here. So you can see the players Cardinale, Ripart, and Yannick Giron. These 3 are the main ones in the academy right now. I think Yannick probably has the best chance of really succeeding for club and country, but I wouldn't rule out Ripart and also Cardinale as well. And also following that, look at the squad report too. Barmy now a 79 rated goalkeeper, our best player in the team, 18 years old. I have to say, like, you guys for letting me know about the training this season with the goalkeeper training being so overpowered. I'm so glad you told me that, because Barmy, like, I'm going to continue to train him for as long as possible. I mean, I might just continue training him throughout the entire series. He could potentially hit like 85 next season or something ridiculous. It's been incredible, but still, look at the squad report here. As you can see, a really decent squad. Don't forget, we've got 4 players coming in next season on pre-contracts as well, in addition to those 3 youth players who I'm sure will get pro deals at some stage, either during this season or next season too. We've got a really awesome team full of tons of young talent, and in the league as well, with 10 games to go, we are in 3rd place, 4 points behind Monaco. 1 point behind Stade Rennais, and 2 points clear of PSG in 4th place. Of course, the top 3 in France qualify for the Champions League, not 4 like in England. So PSG and Marseille in 4th and 5th right now are going for a Europa League position. So where are we going to end up? I really don't know. 10 games to go. I mean, if we do pull it off and we do come from behind to win the title, it will be without doubt one of my best ever achievements. But don't miss the next 10 games anyway. And the COUPE Nationale semi-final, I am sure it is going to be full of drama and full of excitement. But still taking on Toulouse here for the 4th and final game of today's episode here, away from home. Sadly for us, we get off to a really bad start, and in the 21st minute, Toulouse would open the scoring. Guess who scored it? Ben Yedder, of course. You know, he had to get the goal, didn't he? Rejected us in the January transfer window. Didn't want to take a wage cut to come here to Paris FC on a pre-contract. Instead, he's going to go to Hoffenheim next season, but he still wants to make us feel even worse by scoring the opening goal of the game against us and making it Toulouse 1, Paris FC 0. 10 minutes after the restart, though, we had a great chance to equalise here as Dembele gets on the ball, waits before finding a strike partner, Thierry Ambrose, and it's been a while. It has been a while since we said this, but Thierry Ambrose finds the back of the net and does make it Toulouse 1, Paris FC 1. No goal in, I think, 5 or possibly 6 games, which may not sound like a lot, but for Ambrose's standards, it is one too many games, clearly. Really good finish, though. Opens up his body, curls it into the top corner. How many times have we said that? And gets his 20, what did I say last year? 31st. This is the 21st goal of the season. 21st goal. 21st goal. Can't believe I got it wrong last season and didn't pick that out. You guys certainly did know in the comments. But still, Toulouse 1, Paris FC 1. 21st goal for Thierry Ambrose there. And he does make it Toulouse 1, Paris FC 1. In the 65th minute, though, we'd take the lead for the first time in the game as well. Boga, who is having an absolutely phenomenal season for us this season. You know, he's been great. Barmy's been fantastic. Ambrose, again, has been fantastic. But Boga deserves a really, really big mention. He's leading the league in assists and also has 5 goals in the league Ligue as well. Really good finish there by Boga, and number 8 does put us in front for the first time in the game and make it Toulouse 1, Paris FC 2. In stoppage time here, a good chance to wrap the game up, but sadly for us, the referee had other ideas. Boga plays through Bongongwi off the bench, but unfortunately the Beard can't get his first goal in the league in a while. The referee blows for full time, but it does mean the game will finish at 2-1 and probably not 3-1. We don't mind. We get the win. Final score, Toulouse 1, Paris FC 2. And after a really inconsistent run of form, that's now 3 wins in a row in all competitions, and maybe, just maybe, Paris FC are finally going to start finding the form they need come the end of the season and possibly could propel them to a league title. But that does end the episode though, guys, so thank you very much for watching the video. Really hope you have enjoyed it. If you enjoyed today's episode of Club and Country, then please leave likes. That is, of course, much appreciated. It really does help my channel out. And I'll see you for the next episode of Club and Country very soon.